G'day, ladies and gentlemen. Back to have a look at the market. I'm seeing a market-wide sort of trend at the minute. I'm going to show you what I'm looking to trade at the moment, coming up to 10 p.m. this evening, Australian Eastern Standard Time. And I will show you the state of the market right now and what I'm looking at for a continuation of what we've seen recently, which has been buyers in control and altcoins moving. So let's start with Bitcoin. As you can see, well, Bitcoin continues in its sideways consolidation. Neither here nor there, really. Every time there was some selling come in, it was met by buyers. We saw selling here, buyers come back, selling, steep selling. It did pick up some momentum on the 25th of July last week, and then it bounced quite a bit from those lows. We continue to tread water, and I don't have a problem with that, by the way. I'm more than happy with that, to be honest. When we get strong markets, bull markets, good uptrends, I'm going to call it, rather than bull market. I'm just going to call it a good uptrend. We tend to get either pullbacks or we get continuations. Pullbacks, then a continuation, or we get a consolidation with the continuation, with the underlying message being that we do tend to stick with the trend. On the weekly on Bitcoin, we've got a higher low and we've got a higher high. It's as simple as that. What we're now hoping to see is the next drive to a higher high. The monthly as well is also very bullish, with it pulling back into the cradle zone. This is where I trade from. It's been doing this for 20 years. In the last 15, it's been out of here. The last 15 is when I've been making a living from it, I will say as well. So, pull back in here, move away, pull back in here, it's moving away. I'm not seeing any significant pullback zone at the moment. I'm not seeing it coming right back into 90,000. We've taken out the previous highs of about 110. We haven't moved a huge amount just yet. And on a monthly trend, I'm expecting a bit more from this monthly move before we see a pullback like we did going through back end of last year, early this year. So back to the daily. Given our monthly's uptrending, our weekly's uptrending, this consolidation doesn't bother me at all. I'd love to see it push up through this high here, the high being 109, call it 120,000. Get us above 120,000 again, and then we'll have a higher low and a higher high to go with it. Daily channel will be back, and then it will be down to the lower timeframes that I can be looking to trade from, like the 4 hour. As you can see, very messy, not tradable. It's a good time to be staying out at the moment from my analysis. Across the rest of the market, I want to show you something. Ethereum is still holding pretty well, so that's good. But a lot of the market right now, and Binance, look, have a look at this on the 12. It's pulling back into that cradle zone right now as well, off of $800. That could see a bounce in the coming day or so. We'll wait and see how that plays out. But my point being, very strong trend here on Binance, by the way. A lot of the market looks like this, and I'm just going to focus on the top 10, but I'm going to tell you that I scan about over 500 pairs every day in my Discord in the mornings to try and find trading options. The opportunities I've got are 2 out of that whole list, massive list. 2 fit my rules. But right now what I'm seeing across the board out of those 500 is a lot of this. We've seen an uptrend push on, very strong momentum going through, well, it was basically throughout the beginning, or most of July to be fair. We pulled back, we got this bullish candle, we broke in the high, which we hope to see, the way I trade, to see that continuation back to buyers pushing on again. But we've seen this sell-off. Now, if we break down through the low of this candle, we'll have a lower high and a lower low, therefore a downtrend. I don't want to see that. A downtrend on the daily means it's going to take quite some time, weeks minimum, for an uptrend to be considered back, creating a higher low and a higher high. So for me, what ADA has here is we're going to see it across many. Doge has actually got the lower high and the lower low now. Solana trying to hold again if it breaks down through here. XRP, same sort of thing here. It's above on many of them. Tron's had a really strong run, which has been good to see. Waiting for pullbacks right now as well from a trading perspective. Link, again, another one here in our top 10 where there's a lower high. We haven't got the lower low yet. AVAX pushed to a higher high, but pulling back. And that's really how the market is looking. We're seeing consensus across the board that the market's just holding on to those uptrends. I want to see those continue. What I also want to see is I don't want to see this chart go into an uptrend again. This is a Bitcoin dominance chart. If we break up through this region here at 62.5% of total market cap, we will have not the greatest conditions for altcoins. And I want great conditions for altcoins because it gives me more trading options. I don't care what the project does. I trade what I see on a chart. I manage my risk and I trade accordingly. The more that I have trending, the more money I'm going to make. It's as simple as that. So Bitcoin dominance, I want this to now head south, head back down. So from where it is, I want it to dip. Total market cap, you can see very similar to what I've said across the board with the lower high potential there. No lower low on many just yet. And then finally, others. Also, this is taking out the entire top 10, including Bitcoin as well, of course. And this is what the general market is showing. It can be shown very easily here on others. So now, what trades do I see? What am I stalking? There are only 2 out of over 500. There are just 2 that I am looking at, and there is one that is available coming up right now. In the next, what is it? It's 6 o'clock here, so 4 hours to go. There's an uptrend, higher low, higher high, pulling back right here. Beautiful on the daily, but it's a 12-hour that I like the most. When I trade, I look for the trend or the time frame that represents the trend the best. Higher high, clean pullback, clean push to a higher high, clean pullback. I love a clean pullback like this. Beautiful small bullish candle right there in what I call the cradle zone. This is where I trade from with a checklist. Okay, so tick boxes to see if I'm going to take the trade. At the moment, all I need, if this closes just like this or even slightly more in the green, I will be raising an order to go long on ENA. The other option I've got is a short, and I've been stalking this today. I'm not sure if it's still going to be valid. Let's have a look. The 2-hour, I was kind of hoping to see this candle here, but a bit deeper in. Again, lower high, lower low. We're coming back into a region of support there, but plenty of space for me to take my first target before there and take the risk off the table. Not really ready for me right now. The 4-hour possibly, but unlikely. So therefore, it brings it down to just the 1. ENA to the long side in 3 hours and 47 minutes. If that candle can stay the same as it is here or become slightly more bullish, that will be the order that I raise. If you like this sort of stuff, guys, and you want to get more information from how I trade and what I do, I'm not going to post a link for all these groups. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to say, just go to the link in my bio and you can join up to a free newsletter that goes out on Tuesday. It's just the same sort of stuff, a bit more detail, a bit more news as well, and all very crypto market. It's all 100% crypto market specific. Anyway, have a great day, a great night, and let's see if this ENA candle can close bullish enough for me to raise an order. Bye for now.